1989, Birmingham had been a very successful second division team, and they'd been promoted to the first division. And it was always a great occasion to go to Bellevue. In those days, without motorways, it was a day's drive, of course. But for those who hadn't got cars, and not many of us had, we used to charter a special train, and it probably cost about all of 10 and sixpence, I think. Anyway, we used to pack into the train, and it was a real day out to go up to Manchester. And here's one train, anyway, arriving at Longsight Station near the stadium, packed with Birmingham supporters. There they are, frantically waving their scarves. This film was, it's quite good. The quality is quite good for 30 years old, and the films were taken rather inexpertly, I'm afraid, by, it must have been an amateur cameraman engaged by Les Marshall, who promoted at Birmingham in those days. And what he used to do, during the winter, to keep contact with the supporters, he would take the films round to the various supporters club branches and show them at social evenings during the winter. And in that way he kept in touch with his public. He was very conscious of the fans, and he used to organise all sorts of things at the track, like fancy dress parades, and he was a very good promoter indeed. There are the old Bellevue pits and the enthusiasts hanging over the fence. Officialdom is just the same today as it ever was. They were always very enthusiastic, and they used to create lots and lots of noise. I know the Midland fans are quite noisy compared with some of the Southern fans today, but we were exceptionally noisy up at Birmingham. We used to have a war cry for every rider, and there was never a dull moment. A tradition at Bellevue was for the first heat riders to walk to the starting gate, and their bikes were pushed. There we have Dent Oliver in red, Stan Dell in white, Parker in blue, and I do believe a marvellous rider by the name of Dick Tolley was in yellow and black. Now that is Jeff Bennett in yellow and black, and next to him Louis Lawson. As you can see, the track was black ash. And that's Dick Tolley. Marvellous Grassock rider and a full leg trailer. He was marvellous to watch. There's Captain Jack Parker chatting to the ladies as ever by the pit gates at Bellevue. The cameraman was very much a believer in faces in the picture, as you can see. Yes, bullhorns. We didn't have bullhorns in those days. They were wooden gas rattles left over from the war, used during the wartime when there was, in case there was a gas attack, we were issued with the rattles to warn everybody. It was a great day.